Good evening, I am the Gribble Snitch, and today, some nerdy shit. There's a practice within writing called world building. That's essentially setting the scene, putting all of the pieces in place so that the reader can understand the story you're telling. I remember one time in a literature class I made an offhand comment about the Mayan calendar, and one of my classmates turns to me and asks, "What's that? Who are the Mayans?" That moment in the conversation that then followed, where I explained who the Mayans are, what the calendar was, and why it was relevant to what I was talking about, was essentially world building. Mind you, in reality, I probably said something like, they're Native Americans with a calendar that made people think the world was going to blow up. But that short sentence is still setting up the story. It's setting up the context. Essentially, world building is exactly that, but as a hobby. It's creating the setting and context for the story you're about to tell, be it factual or fictional, and can be simply stating the people and places involved to developing entire histories of people, cultures, languages and ecosystems that might not even factor into the story. But those are all things that I am interested in, so I took up world building as a hobby. Honestly, it's the exact sort of hypervirgin stuff you'd expect me to be into, but that's besides the point. So for the last couple of years I have been doing that, world building, as part of a project called Attu. It's a collaborative project, meaning that involves multiple people, and so the layout is that there are a whole bunch of islands, each person chooses an island, we do our own little world building, and then we're all thrown in together and it becomes almost a role-playing game of sorts. We all get to fuck around with our nerdy little stories. And although you could say, oh, it's for lame nerds and weirdos, we've turned it into a social activity, just like any other club or hobby group. And since I haven't exactly been active on YouTube as of late, I thought I would take this creative outlet I've been using and share it with the world. And so, I welcome you to the world of Attu. Attu is a land of islands, being split into different archipelagos depending on when people joined. Right now there are only 2 archipelagos that are claimed, but there's a third one available as well, despite the fact that about half of the islands are essentially abandoned. The original group of islands that have been around since the start are simply called the archipelago, but as more people joined over time, including myself, more islands were added, which ended up in the additional islands being called the Berkepelago. The original nations are, in alphabetical order, Ikaria, they're green, Kassaya, they don't have noses, gone whaler. This one's a shitpost. Voltaire, this one's basically Persia. Kelalemi, this one has some baggage attached. Nuejar, chill racist wizard dudes. Nongba, and by extension Ronatana. Teotero, the gay one. Utlia, this one has crabs. These islands were originally isolated from each other due to heavy, miraculous storms that enveloped the sea around them. However, recently, those storms have cleared, and the nations have now commenced relations. This event, known as the calming, is the basis for Attu's timeline, with the start of the clearing being the start of our activity as a server. The years after the clearing are referred to as PC, and the years before the clearing are referred to as TT. The current in-universe year, as of recording this, is 45 PC. It's also worth noting that there was a caveat when making your island. The technological level could not exceed that of the real-life 70s, and you especially couldn't have planes. The remainder nations all joined later and came in at different times respectively. A good amount of them also aren't really active anymore, so I'll say that the currently active ones are Okrit, is to call this one because it's mine, Desachin, freaky old dude dictatorship, La Rosa, and Kalam. This was the newest nation. They're a Polynesian samurai, I think. All of these islands, including the 4 abandoned ones, are fascinating, and there's a whole bunch of creative stuff to go into. So the videos following this one are going to be like this. First I'll make summary videos for each island, just give a simple rundown of what's happening on each of them. From there, hopefully, all the main pieces will come together, and then I can make videos on more specific topics, like certain aspects from individual islands, certain events, people, so on and so forth. And if there's anything in particular you want explaining, you can leave it down in the comments, and I might just get around to it given I have the free time. Do be warned though, I have a tendency to start and stop creative projects at a whim, so these videos may not continue, especially if I don't get the free time or if you're not interested. But either way, I will continue partaking in the project itself because I enjoy it. And with that, I hope to see you in the next video. Good night.